Monica, it seems amazing to me that just 60 years ago, people thought that Mars was covered in vegetation. Why was that?
Well, it's because of pictures like this. This was taken in about 1956 from one of the Earth's biggest telescopes. And you can see this big dark shadow here right across the front of the planet. And this is interpreted as being a sort of rainforest. But at the time, this was the best that the telescope could do.
Yeah, and you can see it's pretty fuzzy. You can't see much here at all.
No, you can't. The problem with looking from Earth is that you're looking through the Earth's atmosphere, which immediately starts blurring things. So what you need to do is get above the Earth's atmosphere.
In 1964, NASA launched the probe Mariner 4. 8 months later, it flew within 10,000 kilometres of Mars. And, pixel by pixel, returned 22 images of the planet's surface.
So it seems like a long way to go for 20 photographs.
Well, I mean, these pictures from Mariner 4 completely changed part of our ideas of Mars. Well, for
So, what do they show us?
Well, for a start, you've got this hazy bit here, and this is, hey, Mars has got an atmosphere, so that's something that we didn't know. And you can see more structure here. You can see that there are these sort of circular patches. Now, at the time, they were called craters. But there are two sorts of craters. There's the crater at the top of a volcano, and there's a crater made by impact from an asteroid. And there's lots of discussion as to what sort of craters they were.
For those who longed to find life on Mars, the Mariner 4 pictures were a disappointment. But they weren't definitive. So just 4 years later, NASA tried again.
Good evening. We've just had some amazing photographs sent back by the American probe to Mars, Mariner 6.
As Mariner 6 approached in 1969, there was much excitement that Mars would finally give up its secrets.
Mariner 6 came down over this direction, over these so-called deserts. Well, the question is, of course, are these dark areas due to organic matter, vegetation if you like, or are they not?
But when the pictures came back, they revealed a dry and barren surface.
Now, what about this all-important question of life on Mars?
Primitive life there may be. I don't even think so. Intelligent life, certainly not.
So, in other words, you rather think that Mars is a dead planet?
Absolutely dead as a dodo.
Once it was realised there was no complex life on Mars, attention turned to the planet's past. And here the story became much more interesting.
So this is from one of the Viking orbiters, and it's not a single picture. It's lots and lots of pictures. It's a mosaic that's been put together.
But it's glorious.
It's absolutely fantastic. Just looking at these pictures started to really capture how close Mars was to Earth in many of its features. It's got these volcanoes, which are like the volcanoes on Hawaii. It's got this rift valley, which is like East Africa. And, of course, it's got its ice caps. But you've also got the features that on Earth we would interpret as being from rivers. So you've got something that looks as if it's going out into a huge delta. You've got other channels, meandering channels. And these were formed by flowing water. They were formed by rivers.
So with the orbiter, we suddenly get evidence for past liquid water on Mars.
You do. So you get a picture of a planet which has had all the ingredients, all the things that would allow life to get going. So the idea is that, yes, Mars could have harboured life. It might still harbour life, but if it is, it's not big life. We're looking at small life.
So if we are still looking for life, how do we find out the detail?
Well, what you have to do is you have to get down there. So you have to actually land.
And I guess that takes us to these pictures.
And this brings us right up to date with the most recent spacecraft to land on Mars, which is Curiosity, which landed a few years ago and has been trundling across the surface near Mount Sharp in the Gale crater. And it has been taking the most amazing pictures.
These are so brilliant.
You know.
I feel as if I could step inside. So we've come a long way in 60 years. We started off with that fuzzy image 60 years ago. We're now on this, where you can actually see the details of sort of single pebbles.
Yeah.
But what are we looking for here?
Well, we're still looking for life on the planet. I mean, we still haven't found it. So far, a lot of the missions have been following the water. Now, what we haven't done yet is dug below the surface. Below the surface, there's a chance that you might find something still living. Very difficult to get into those places. We need to get more intelligent rovers. And eventually, we need to get the most intelligent rover of all, and that's a person.
Can it be me? I just can't wait to see what the next 60 years bring.
It's going to be brilliant.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming in.
My pleasure. Thanks a lot.